Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to paint birds in 7 unique styles. Birds are such a beautiful subject for painting. They're like flowers or the animal kingdom. You can paint them as a part of a scene or just by themselves. I will guide you through the simplest way to approach painting birds. There are many ways to paint birds. You can go for an intricate style using a small brush or tiny details, or you can paint them in a more expressive way with bold strokes. Let's try with wet style. I'm going to paint the splendid fairy wren, and I will just use that wet into wet effect. So I'll just start with the grey and try to paint shape with that one, and just add the blue as this as you can see, the color of the wings are a bit of blue, so we'll just add those blue in there. I'm painting everything while the paint is wet, and it's very quick, as you can see. Just simple 2 legs and the tails. And when this is dry, I'm gonna try to figure out the beak and the neck side of this, and I'll just do a bit of negative painting like that. It's a very quick approach and very fast and effective. And when that's done, I'll just finish it off with the eyes and paint the beak and a bit of darks here and there wherever it is needed. You literally can paint this one, I would say, in 5 minutes. It didn't take me longer. And with some hard bristles brush, I will just do that far effect, the feathery effect on the birds, and I'll finish it off. And that's a fairy wren, and I'm going to use this brush. This is a very tiny pointy brush. I'll just drop a little bit of white highlight on the eyes. This brush is from Golden Maple. The brush I'm using is, most of them are for Golden Maple, and some of them I've got from different other companies, Escoda kind of things. You can buy these brushes from the link below, and you will get some discount as well. Okay, the next one I will do expressive brush strokes with dry brush strokes. So this bird is New Holland honeyeater. So they have unique style, basically black and white, a bit of yellow touched. So it's pretty easy to paint, to draw, but you can't paint them basically wet into wet effect because they have the unique feather style of feather on their body. So it looks like the brush strokes. So use dry brush effect when you paint this sort of birds. As you can see, I did not do any pencil works or any pen works. Just straight away I'm just painting like that. You have to be a bit of bold, and you have to be expressive when you paint birds or flowers sort of thing. Otherwise you will end up with very cliche style painting, which everyone can paint. So try to be a bit of unique when you're painting birds, and try to implement some of your own styles, the way you look at the birds, fix up your own compositions. So as you can see, this bird, I choose dry brush effect just because of the characteristics of the feather of these birds. Some of the birds, their feather is very mellow style, so I choose wet into wet effect for those kind of thing. I'm trying to be very careful when I'm painting the head. One single mistake may ruin this piece, ruin this painting. So when you paint just straight with the brush, this is where you gotta be careful. For the landscape, you don't have to be, because you can fix those things with some other washes or something like that. But when you paint birds or flowers, which has got some definite shapes, you need to be careful when you paint something like that. I'm using some gray colors. I added some Chinese white with neutral tint, made some gray. And take a look. When I'm painting from outside to inside, so that my brushstroke, so that any mistakes it's done is inside the area, inside the body. And I will just finish it off with some little bit of details like beaks and eyes, and I will draw the branches where the bird is holding on to. Add a little bit of details. Yeah, so you can see it was very quick, probably not more than 5 minutes. And the key thing to success here is having some bold strokes there, which make a distinctive look. Dry brush stroke with bold stroke, and that's it. And now I'm going to show you some impressionistic stroke, and I'll draw some group of wrens. I'll paint like blobs, something like that, just orange blob, probably 3 birds, and just add some yellow with the oranges. And here is the thing, like down with the bottom part is easy. Now your top part, where you draw the head and wings and the tails, this is how you give the shapes of the birds. You don't have to be perfect. You can practice some bold strokes like that. Draw the bottom part first, the belly, abdomen, that part, and then head and wings together. As you can see, they really come out good. You can try practicing with different kind of birds, how they look when they're folks together. Also add some background with some wet, loose wet effect. I'll just smudge them with the water. Just have a bit of blurry background sort of thing. This paper is not a very expensive one. It's one of the 25% cotton paper, so as you can see, the marks are still on the paper. It didn't wash away properly. So in the end, I will just do a little bit of details on the birds, like eyes, beaks, and the wings have some darks here and there. I'll just add a branch. Filling up the white spaces. And finishing up with the branch they're sitting on there. This one is very beautiful bird. It's a pink robin. I'm going to paint it with wet into wet effect, and as usual I will not draw anything with the pencil or anything. So just with the brush, with the very careful strokes, I will paint the bottom part. I'll just add some shadows in there. Let it stay there to take the effect of wet into wet. Now with the tip of the brush, this is a synthetic brush, so tip of the brush I will try to paint, try to draw the head, and then the wings and the head all together. Instead of, as you can see, the fewer brush strokes you can have this sort of painting, your subject will look beautiful, especially when you use wet into wet. Try to minimize your brush stroke in wet into wet effect. Let the water and paint take its own course. Let them paint itself. With the tree branch, I'm using some raw sienna. Slowly I will just from one end to another one drag my brush down there. In the reference image, all the reference images are from the Australian birds websites. I'll add some bit of gray in there and add some bit of texture. Do some darks to indicate the legs, and in the end I will paint the beak. As you can see, it's so quick, so fast, but such an effective way. I'll draw the eyes with the darker value. And I'm almost finishing it up. I will just add a bit of white stuff in there. As you can see in the reference image, there's some little bit of white stuff near the neck, and I will just do a little bit of dot on the eyes, highlight, and bit of white mark here and there with the beak on the neck side. Not too much, just a little bit, very subtle, and that's it. Now the next one is very famous, wet into wet, emu wren, Mallee emu wren. They're very famous in Australia, but it's almost endangered. There are only 4,000 of them left in Australia. Okay, I will start from the head. I have used yellow ochre. You can use cadmium orange as well, because their heads are a bit of orangish and yellowish. Then I use some lavenders mixed with a cobalt blue for the half of the head and neck part. As you can see, I'm trying to having my distinct brush strokes when I'm doing that one, and I'm using a bit of water in there, and also I'm cleaning up my brush with my fingers like that, and then I'm spreading those colors on the surface, and so that I can this is one of the way I control the water when I'm painting, without soaking up the water. If I put pigment on that one, it's gonna spread up, and it gets a bit hard to control. Anyways, I use the dry moist brush to do the lifting effect as well. So as you can see, I'm trying to lift some colors as well. And now for the wings, I'm using some darker color. I've used burnt sienna mixed with neutral tint. And if my head shapes are not correct, so I will try to fix that one at this stage. They're still wet. When I draw birds or flowers, I try to draw them a bit of smaller in size, and slowly I increase. I draw the inside part first, and slowly, if it needs to be bigger, then I just expand that. Also, if I draw the outside first, then I draw from out to inward, so that if any mistakes happens, they are inside the body, not the outside. Okay, as you can see, it's almost done. A very quick but elegant way of brush stroke I tried to put. Now I'm gonna do some darks on the branches. Also, I gotta do some darks on the bird as well. I think the wing part, and they're just a bit of darker shadow kind of thing in there. The tail and the eyes, just little dot. Always be careful when draw eyes for the birds, because some of the birds, they have a bit of big eyes and some of them are not, so you gotta be careful. And some eyes are round, some eyes are a bit of oval. So if eyes are not correct, your bird will not come alive. I'll use some gouache, a bit of white marks on the neck side. And that's it. It's pretty easy, quick. Took only 3 minutes. Now, another approach is pencil work and wash. I'll draw Australian magpie. I did the pencil work before, so this is the magpie I'm going to paint. So when you paint with the pencil work, then you have a little bit of advantage that you know that where your paint will go. If in that case, I would say that if you want to paint realistic way, or paint really in detailed way, you must do your pencil work first, in most cases, unless you are very expert. So when you do the pencil work, if your drawing is correct, you will see that your subject is 50% already done. All you need to do, just drop some paints and do some values here and there. The thing I'm doing now. So I did the pencil work. I know where my black will go. This is not pure black. This is a neutral tint and burnt sienna mixed, a bit of brownish. So I know where it will go, and then I'm just dropping some colors in there and fixing up some values. On the wing side, I think the reflection of light, it creates some bluish haze on the back of this bird's magpie. So I added some little bit of blue. There's some texture. If you just look closely on the back, there's some feathered texture there on the back. So I'm gonna try to do that one. Let's fix this one first. And the beak, just a bit of bluish down at the bottom. And let's do the feathery part of that, just bit of texture of feather. Usually when you paint the realistic way, or like in a very in detail, in that case you have to be careful about these sort of small little details, very subtle. So magpie's eyes are a bit brownish or a bit of orangish, and on the eyeballs in the middle there is a black, and the eyes are oval, but the actual eye, that is round, but it has got side bit of ovalish corner both side, as you can see. So eyes are important for the birds like magpie or owl or something like that. You have to do the realistic eye. And I'll do the branch now. Just a bit of light gray, and here, as you can see in the reference, it's the magpie's shadow dropped in there, so I'll just make it a bit of darker, and just finish it up with the claws. And that's it. That's a magpie, and it didn't take long, quicker, as you can see. So now I will show, this one is negative painting. So I'll just draw some pelican, just one pelican in there. I'll just draw really quick, just to show negative paint. With the negative painting you can draw the surroundings, and the birds can pop up from there with the negative painting in there. So when you do the negative painting, you have one advantage of that one, because you can straight away paint without even having any pencil work. So you draw the surrounding first, and slowly you go closer to the shape. So the good thing about that, if your shape is not correct, you can fix them at this stage, because you don't have any actual you're not painting any positive shape, rather you're painting the surrounding, and slowly go inwards and make the shape correct as much as possible. So I'm not trying to paint this one in a realistic way, so just quickly paint some shadow on the ripples on the water. And do some little bit of reflection, as we can see in the reference. And add some darker value to do the ripples and waves, this kind of thing. Just do some random. I'm not trying to be perfectionist here, just to show you how quickly you can paint something like that. Even this sort of thing can be part of a scene, or any of your landscape. Just fixing up values. I'm not replicating the color scheme what we have in a reference. I'm just showing with the values, having the values correct, you can make this thing work. Now, good thing about negative painting, as I said, that even if your shape is not correct, you can fix it up later on. Like now, here at this stage, I'm just trying to draw the wings, paint the wings, and also trying to fix up the shape as well. I'm using some brownish neutral tint, having some values, lighter value and darker value, combination of that one. And small little tiny eye, and have a bit of black mark in there. And in the body, it's not complete white, so I'll just add a bit of brownish or reddish tone in that one, and that's how I will finish my birds painting. So as you can see, we've painted so far 7 different types of birds in 7 different styles in there, and these are the simplest way of painting birds. They're so quick, so fast. You can do that one and you can accomplish what you want to paint. So if you like it, please consider like and subscribe, and check out the links in the descriptions. Get some brushes with the discounts, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.